Hello, hey, welcome to Tyler with the K. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm graduating high school in 11 days. I'm still kind of in denial about that fact. Um, Moving right along, the very first video that I made for BookTube, ever, a few years ago when I was in sophomore year, like the first few days of my sophomore year, was a video about a book called All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven, which I actually have a copy of right here. This is the same copy that I read from for my first BookTube video, so I have definitely been looking anywhere for like vibes of nostalgia recently, especially since I'm graduating, only because I'm graduating really. So for this video, I will be watching the movie for All the Bright Places, which I've actually never watched. I just finished reading the book for the second or more than that time, I don't know. Maybe I'll make another companion video reacting to my review of it the first time, but yeah, anyway, I'm just gonna go really quickly through this book, like what I thought about it, and then the second part of this video will be me watching the movie, and I'll be talking about that. So yeah, this book is pretty interesting. It tells the story of two high school seniors, actually, named Theodore Finch and Violet Markey, and they meet in a very compromising situation. They both meet at the top of the bell tower at their school, and both of them are thinking of jumping. It's a very interesting moment to start a story, and it definitely like grabs your attention. I don't know what it is about this book, as well as another book by the same author, Holding Up the Universe, but like something makes me kind of detached from these characters. Although I'm interested in them, like I just by the end of the book, I'm just not. I don't feel like I've got to know them better, or I'm more invested in their lives. It just like at some point of both of the books, like it kind of just ends up, at least for me, dragging on. Just like in Holding Up the Universe, it switches between the two perspectives, which I do like sometimes in books, but just when it comes to that with the author Jennifer Niven, I just no something just doesn't like work. I've been wanting to read Holding Up the Universe for a long time, and I did read it recently, and it wasn't like spectacular or anything, which I thought it might have been. This too, like I remember really liking it. I believe I gave it like an 8 out of 10 the last time I read it, but like on a reread I'm just not as interested. I think a big part of that maybe is that like I've wanted to read I'm in the spirit of also like reading new books, even though I'm also seeking that like sense of nostalgia, so it's really weird. Anything else to say really? It's sad. It is sad. Like at the end, something sad does happen. After this, like tremendously sad thing happens near the end of the book. Like after that point, I'm just like not really as interested. Um, Honestly, like the aftermath of that sad, horrible thing happening. So yeah, I don't really want to sit here anymore. I just really want to watch the movie. Honestly, I have heard good things. Yeah, I have. I know the two actors who are in it. Justice Smith plays Theodore, and Elle Fanning, I believe, is her name. Unless that's her sister, I think it's Elle Fanning plays for some reason I was going to say Victoria Violet. So yeah, I am interested in the movie. I'm more excited going into the movie than I was to start this book. I guess probably because I haven't watched the movie before, but yeah, let's get right into it. This is I already introduced this video. Let me watch the movie. Alright, hello, it is 2 days later and I've watched All the Bright Places. Would I say that I like this movie? I wouldn't rush to say yes. I think when I go through the specific notes, it'll explain why I don't rush to say yes. Or maybe I'll just realize it as I read the specific notes. So let's just get started with those. First thing, there are a lot of familiar faces. I know a lot of people in this movie. I can't remember one specifically where I know her from, but we got the two main characters, Elle Fanning and Justice Smith. I know them from other projects. And then we got the friend named Amanda, who I don't know where I know her from. And then we got the counselor, Mr. Embry, who's Keegan-Michael Key, who I know from things. The dad of Violet, Luke Wilson, Felix Mallard, who I know as well, who played Romer. So yeah, like every single scene, it seemed like I knew one person from it, which was not what I was expecting really. But talking more about the relationship of Violet and Finch, this will be like slight spoilers. I wouldn't like spoil like heavy plot points, but I think it would be better if you had read the book and watched the movie before watching this video, or at least you just don't care. So I really think that in this movie they seem more like friends than people that would be together. I just don't really believe in their relationship, their romantic relationship, and I think that same thing kind of happened in the book. So I don't know what it is. I do think when it comes to the happy times that they share with each other, like the good times and the relationship, whether that be friend or otherwise, I do believe it more than I did in the book, which I guess is a testament to the actors. Another note that I wrote was that they erase a lot of characters, actually. They don't have Finch's dad at all in this. They don't have his little sister. I don't think he even has a little sister. Oh, another person I knew, Alexandra Shipp, who played Finch's older sister. And they don't have the mom, Finch's mom, either. And while I was filming this video, I also realized they don't have someone named Brad, who's like Violet's ex-boyfriend as well. He is nowhere in sight. I feel like just in general there aren't as many like supporting characters. Something that I actually really don't like in this movie is like how they how everyone else outside of Violet really reacts to Finch being gone for so long. They're like, it's whatever, it doesn't matter. Specifically like Violet's parents, they don't really care at all. She's like, I think something's wrong with him. It's like, okay. I don't think they even do anything to help. It just like, it's not as dramatic and I'm not as worried for him. They also like erase the thing where he sends emails to a lot of different people, like Violet and his friends, and I think his older sister as well, so that erased some drama from it as well. Going to Violet for a little bit, I feel like she's a bit more standoffish and like sad, honestly, when Finch and her first meets. She does not really want to be friends with him from the get-go. And although it is like that in the book, I feel like it lasts for longer in the movie, or at least the way that Elle chooses to act, it seems like she doesn't like him like at all, or just doesn't like anyone really from the beginning of the movie. Also talking a bit more about their personalities in general, I just don't think I know them as well as I did in the book. A reason for this is probably because it doesn't like switch perspectives. In the book it went Violet Finch, Violet Finch, Violet Finch. In this it's like I guess kind of like just a third person following them around like a camera. I just don't really feel like I know them as much as I did in the book, because we don't spend like that much time specifically in their worlds. At least it doesn't seem like that. Maybe there are like obviously like common scenes between the movie and the book. Those scenes don't let me know them as much, because like in the book we get their specific thoughts, while in the movie like we see their actions and the way they react to things, but we don't get inside their heads as much, for sure. I said that it was a little boring, but less boring than the book. The book is like pretty boring, especially like near the end of it, like the last half. I don't know what happens besides like the very last thing that happens, or the very like the climax or whatever. And in this movie, like I was closing my eyes. I was closing my eyes, even though I had anticipated watching this movie for so long. I was still closing my eyes. So, bummer. Sorry, we are talking about plot points. It's okay. It's okay, sorry. When Finch dies, which I'm still really shocked about. Like in the book, I was shocked, and watching the movie, I'm still shocked. But it's definitely a lot more abrupt in this case. Violet goes to like the like never-ending, bottomless, that's the word, ocean, and she sees Finch's car there, and then she starts yelling, and then she starts crying, and then we realize that he's dead, and I think it was more apparent in the movie than the book that he died. At least I realized it quicker, probably because I had already read the book. But yeah, I don't know if that's a better thing. It's just like a thing to acknowledge. I know they're both like seasoned actors, right? But like in terms of how I imagined Violet and Finch in my head, they did not really deliver in that regard. And then the last notes that I wrote were that Jennifer Nevin, who wrote the book, is actually one of the two people in charge of the screenplay for the movie, and Elle Fanning, the person that played Violet, also produced it. So that's cool. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I don't know. As you may know, I have this playlist, which I guess I'll add this video to, like the chapter and scene or something in between, where I read the book and watch the movie. Which would I say is better, the book or the movie in this case? Neither. I don't like either. Sorry. But which is better? I guess I had a slightly better time watching the movie. So I guess the movie's better. But they're both like, I didn't like enjoy, love, admire, appreciate either of them, honestly, unfortunately. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. It's a nice like callback to a previous, like the very first video that I made on YouTube was about All the Bright Places, and I watched the movie now. So that's cool. Something to celebrate about ish. I don't know. Okay, bye.